Okay, well, I got all my clamp for my turbo, the clamp for the exhaust, the silicone connectors, and the two different options for putting the mass airflow sensor on the turbo. I think I'm going to use the 90. I'm going to trim it back about 1 inch though, and I think it'll just go right down in there. It'll be fine for right now. I mean, it is what it is. So we'll have an extra doodle, throw it up in the bucket. Anyway, then we're going to pull this exhaust guy off. I'm going to mark a couple spots for drilling, like maybe like right here. Here, they said about 10 inches, but yeah, about here and here for oxygen sensors. Then I'll take this guy off, get those bungs welded in, finish welding the bottom because I did get a new bottle of argon, and then we'll make these two brackets. I think we'll run and drive it today. I'm gonna try and clean this off. There's some all aluminum inside those threads. It's hard to see, but from the old condenser, which is why I had to get a new condenser, because the threads were compromised from taking this off. Anyway, so we'll get all that tidied up. I'm gonna leave the bumper off for the first drive and just see how it runs, if it runs. I mean, oh, and I'm gonna make a bracket for this. I'm gonna set it at kind of neutral right here, like right there, and then yeah, I don't know. I'll figure something out. But yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make a bracket so that it might be doing something. I don't know. I haven't figured nothing out yet with it. Anyhow, it's just putting on couplers and stuff, so should be a pretty nice venture today. And then maybe we'll take her for a ride. All right, so we got these brackets in. Had to do a little height change, I guess. Keep some space between here and there. It's just right. It turned out okay. It only took about half hour. Use some bolts from my AutoZone kit, round corners, put some bends on it. Just make sure when you're bending. I always struggle with this till I figured it out, but when you're bending and you want it to be straight, whatever jaw you're bending against, see they're different. I don't know if you can see that. Whatever jaw you're bending against, you want to make sure you're square to. That little bit, after a couple bends in the same plane, really messes you up, and you're like, what happened? Anyway, they turned out pretty good. Nothing fantabulous, just a couple bends and a couple holes around at the corners, make it a little smooth. But yeah, there we go. And then of course we've got this guy bolted in down here. I made a spacer out of some 3/8 or 5/16 fuel line, and then I was able to bolt all that in. I think I'm just going to tie wrap this guy. I couldn't figure out how to make this bracket, the stock back bracket, work, so I'll keep that and I'll just tie wrap it to this. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Just tie wrap thing, I think. No big deal. I got these. I put these on just to see. It's pretty good. I gotta make a cover for that. This one I haven't put on yet. So anyway, just a quick update. That's where we're at. Alrighty, got all my piping in and clamped. Mass airflow sensor, which we're gonna go with for now, is routed and plugged in. If you can see that, I should probably have a light. I just kind of temporary tie wrap some wires and stuff around here. I don't know what I'm going to do with them just yet, because I don't want to cover them up, because I think I'm going to put that Haltech on here when I get more time to work on this car. I made a cover for this guy. It's a hole for a sensor. I think it's going to be I'm going to use it for the intake air temperature when I convert it. I got my clamps on there. I might trim those bolts off. That depends on whether they conflict or not. And then I made this little bracket down here for the for this thing, because the bracket and the throttle body stuff was just a little bit different between the two motors, and I used parts of it each. I routed my wires in there just temporarily. And now I'm going to take this pipe off. I made some marks. I don't know if you can see them. Made some marks on the pipe where I'm going to drill my holes for my bungs, and then I'm going to finish welding that, and then that will be the last of the fabrication. It'll be ready to start her up and see how she does. It's just a stock tune, so it's not going to run right, but we'll see if it runs at all, just enough to, you know, move it around or maybe go down the road. We'll see how it runs. All right. Okay, got these holes drilled. I think it's a 7/8 or a 3/4. 3/4 is minimum, 7/8 is the next. Anyway, then I clamp that guy on there so I can get a weld. I'll wipe it off and then see if we can weld it up. And then we'll finish welding this, and it'll be ready to put in the car. See how it turns out. Well, I missed a couple videos, a little sections here, but basically I put the oxygen sensor bungs in, welded those up, shitty welds, sorry. Connected the exhaust. I took this off because it started and ran, and I plugged in the oxygen sensors, and then I tried to accelerate it just a little bit, and it died, and then it went oh, no, 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 after that. So I put it back to this setting, which was like I haven't done anything else. I didn't change any settings, and now it won't start and run. I don't know why. So I changed the spark plugs out. I'm going to increase the gap on them because I noticed I might have had a little bit tight gap, but I don't know what to say. It decided to stop working. I think plugging in the oxygen sensors did something to the computer, and so tried unplugging the battery. Anyway, just having struggles. It might just be that it doesn't like me today. So anyway, I'm going to redo the plugs. I'm going to go ahead and put the shocks and stuff in. I might put this back over here and then put this pipe on and see if it, and to change the smaller injectors. I think it's flooding. So if I do the smaller injectors, it might at least make it run and drive so I can get it move. I can move it. I pulled it out in the driveway, went up the hill halfway, and it died, and then it wouldn't start again. So clutch works. Anyway, I'll do some more videos tonight when I figure out, as I'm figuring out what's going on. Just trying different configurations. It should run, unless it's the spark plugs are flooded right now. But it should run. I don't know why it's not. So we'll play with it tonight.